So the connection to internal power when we're practicing and training Bagua. This is what I wanted to look at in this video. How do we effectively train and practice Bagua so that we can connect the movements that we're doing to the internal power? Now, this applies, I think, to all the different styles of Bagua. There's many different styles with many different variations, but I think this training principle is helpful for all of the different styles. It assumes, of course, that you already have a general understanding of the way the structure of Bagua is held, the training methods in terms of the postures, and also that you have started to learn the changes, the sequences within the style that you're practicing. And so if we look at one example of the single palm change, the first change, if we look at the style from Chen Tai Chi, and we see the movements, there's this cut across and then stepping out onto the circle line, wrapping through, extending out, and setting down. So we can go through these movements and have the movements more or less correct, but still not have any connection to the internal power. We can even do these same movements a little bit faster, trying to make the speed the thing that connects these movements, but still not be successful in connecting them to the internal power. There's a quality that we're looking for that by just going through the movements by themselves, that quality is absent. So how do we find the connection to the internal power which helps guide and refine the sequence and the change itself? The suggestion I have is to look for the line, the external structure and the line of the movement. So if we look at this version of the first change here, and we look at this main hand, the lead hand, and we see how it moves through, there is a line of motion from this position here, coming up, looping around, and then moving out. There's a smooth and continuous line. If we can find that line, it then will not only guide the arms, it will then coordinate the body and the footwork, and also focus our intention on this line. So suddenly everything becomes coordinated, and that coordination of the form and the intent then creates the direction that allows the internal power to be expressed. Right? So finding that line, and again, is not about trying to do the movements slow or fast. It's about understanding where the line of force is, the line of travel that coordinates the intention, the movement of the upper body, the movement of the torso, and the footwork. If we look at the second half, or another part of this change after the wrap, then there's a line that comes through and down. This line is one that has a coil and a set down. First there's the extension. From the extension there's a turn, the rotation, and from the rotation there is a settling down. This motion here is the line. Finding that line, coordinating everything around that line, then creates the conditions that allows the internal power to be found and connected. If we look at a different version of that same change, if we look at the Qigong style has a different line with that part, with the initial part of this change. This time, instead of the line coming around and through, here the line is one that comes in and past the midline and out in the other direction. So the line is a different line which guides the body and asks the body to be positioned in a different manner, guiding the footwork again, and then the coordination of all of these, intention, upper body, torso, and footwork, and have them all focused around the same unified principle, unified direction, then that is again what allows the internal power to be connected. I should mention, of course, that in the Bagua training, it's to cultivate internal power. That is done through the circle walking. Circle walking is the method within Bagua that cultivates the internal power. Learning and practicing the changes, finding this line, connecting the external with the internal. This is the opportunity to sort of assess how that process is going, to see where our ability to express the internal power is. And so it's important to understand, of course, that aspect of the training methodology within Bagua. And then at this point, at this crucial stage where you have an understanding of the external movements but are trying to connect it to the internal power, my suggestion is to look for and try and find this line, coordinate things around the line. For every style and every change, that line is going to be a little bit different. And within each of the changes, there's going to be multiple pathways to refine. But of course, this is the process of training. This is the process of learning, and this is the lifelong study of Bagua. So, I hope this information is helpful for you. Keep training, keep practicing, and take care.